What's up, YouTube? It's Louis here. I hope you're all well. Welcome back to the Vechain updates. It has been a while, but yeah, I just didn't have the time to do updates. I also had to attend a funeral in the family in the last week, so that's why I wasn't making too many videos. So thank you for understanding, and thank you for the continued support and the belief in the videos. Now, if you haven't forgotten, we have explained that as long as this is the bottom, we do have a future $1.45 set a $1.45 technical target for VeChain. A lot of people, when I mentioned this, were in complete disbelief. You have no idea what's going on. This coin is rubbish. I entered and it's only gone down on me. That is because of where you entered, guys. I've been aware of VeChain since 2019. So before all of this, okay? I just haven't been making videos. I only started making videos for you guys at the beginning of 2021, but I only had like 20 subscribers and I wasn't doing it every day. And only towards around September-ish, I got about 200 subscribers. September 2021. So last year, September, only had 2K subscribers. So we've grown a lot since then. And I wonder why, because we've been growing as we've been going down. So it's clear that we've been doing the right things. We've been calling, basically being unbiased and just saying if we're breaking above this level, it's good. But if we're losing this level, it's bad and we're going down lower. I wasn't making VeChain updates for you, but yeah, if you've been following the channel, you know what's up. But essentially, I've been starting investing since around here, and then I experienced that, and then I really started going heavy into VeChain around 1 cent in around here. And so I've actually seen it go from below 1 cent. So I was made aware of VeChain around the end of 2019 because my mentor, who taught me Forex, also told me to get into crypto, and he was telling me the cryptos, get into Ripple, get into VeChain, get into Ethereum. He was telling me all these coins, get into Solana. And so I got in really, really early into it. Oh, Solana was a bit later, the year after. It wasn't even out back then, but you get my point. He told me very early, don't really like focus on Forex. Really, the place to be is crypto because you don't even need leverage, essentially. Forex, you do. Stocks, you sort of do. And so here, you don't really, because the moves are so amazing. So from when I first heard about it, although I didn't have so much money invested back here, when I first heard about it, you can see the amount. It went up, 33,000. I think that's, sorry guys, 3,300%. I wish it was 33,000. That's so funny. But yeah, it went up 3,300%. Basically a 33x. But yeah, I got here in and around here, a 23x. You can just say from 1 cent, it went up to 28. That's a 28x essentially. Now, of course, if you don't believe it could go to $1.45, that's completely fine. But yeah, we've broken this 300-day downtrend. That's the last thing we spoke about on this channel. From here to the point of the break, you can see 323 bars. We're on the daily time frame. Each day is a bar. So 323 bars, 323 days until we broke it. And eventually, many days later, we back tested its support. This was when the CPI data, I think, came out, where initially everything dumped because the results of the data was actually good for the dollar. And so going forward, you should see everything against dollar going down. It means that dollar is gaining power. As dollar is the world reserve currency, you're going to see Bitcoin versus dollar, VeChain versus dollar, Ethereum versus dollar, gold versus dollar, stocks are against dollar, pound against dollar, euro against dollar, everything is against dollar. And so dollar's chart would have been gaining power. So in this case, because dollar's the second currency pair here, VeChain versus dollar, when this goes down, dollar is gaining. So that's why with that wick, we actually did start to go down first. As soon as you tapped this 300-day downtrend as support, boom, reversed. It didn't care about the fundamental news. Do you understand? So it had an initial effect, the fundamental news, but it's not a determining factor. Why? Because the TA stepped in. This 300-day downtrend just flipped into support. Amazing. And we've been saying how if we were to break above, as long as we're above this specific low of 2 cent, it looks like we've got this higher low that's going to eventually form into this double bottom, which we spoke about in the last video. That has a target of around 5.7 cents. This is only going to occur once we're seeing daily closes above 3.4 cents. So a long way to go. However, we've got some interesting key locations that we want to focus on. This golden pocket over here, I call it the golden pocket because it's between the 050 and the 0618. And for the Fibonacci's, this is the most retraceable zone. It's like a magnet essentially. So now that we see it start to creep back up, if we zoom in a little bit, you can see that we actually have some sort of smaller double bottom over here, or W pattern. One bottom, neckline, second bottom, and we're trying to break the neckline. Let's just say the wick over here. Once we're closing above this price, 0.0244, with a daily candle close, this is our signal. We're going to get pulled like a magnet into this area. So we've got a magnet over here, guys. We're getting pulled towards the 0618, 2.8 cent. So from current price, 2.8 cent is a 20% move. I'm personally already invested in Vechain, so I don't need to take this as a trade. My investment will just go up. And it's the same with the channel. When I say you can decide two things. When I say you've got a specific target, if you close above on the daily time frame above this specific resistance or below this specific support, that's your time to long or short essentially. If you're already invested, then yeah, it doesn't matter. If it's going down and you can sell. I don't personally, I just hold the moves. Unless it's a big deciding factor like going from a bull market into a bear market. That's the times where I'm going to be selling, which I did back in January. I told everyone back in January, I'm selling 50% of my crypto because you made a lower low on the weekly time frame. It became fruitful because with that 50%, I sold around 40k. I bought it all back in between 25 and 17k. That's been my buy-in. I sold at in around 40k, and I bought back in between 25 and 17k for Bitcoin. But I didn't buy Bitcoin. I'm just telling you in terms of Bitcoin's price. I bought all my alts instead. I don't own any Bitcoin. Yeah. If you know crypto, you know Bitcoin's the chart that matters the most. But if you also know crypto, you know Bitcoin's not going to make you the most gains. But if Bitcoin's bullish, all your alts are bullish. So if Bitcoin's bullish, your alts are a good investment. If Bitcoin's bearish, your alts are an awful investment. You understand? So that's why the Bitcoin chart is my most important chart. And that's why it should also be for you. So I urge you all to check out the Bitcoin updates daily. So yeah, going forward, if we are to break out this small double bottom, it's going to send us to this magnet, which is this gold box. Now I'm going to flip this chart upside down and it might make this a little bit clearer. So you can see you've got one top and a second top. So you're essentially making a lower high over here as long as you're below that wick. So once we formed that wick, we came back to these EMAs and we wanted to continue bullish. So as long as you're holding these EMAs, you can see every time you hold it as support, like you held it down there, you went higher than this high and this wick, you went higher. You held it over here and you went higher than that point. So you peaked over here and you came down and you held it and you went higher than that peak. Same over here, you had this peak, came down, you held it and you went higher. So the same thing should happen right here. You've held it, we should go higher than that peak, and you failed to do so right here. That's the highest point, the second highest point. So that's my point of interest. Everything changed there and you can see you capitulated. You went through the EMAs that you should have held as support. So that's very negative. If you're bullish, in this case, flip it upside down. If you're bearish, that's very negative. Flip it back. If you're bullish in this case, that's very negative because you're going down. But then you reclaimed it and you flip bullish again. So now we're holding these EMAs. We need to see the break of this to signal we are going to try and attack this. But if we're not going to ever break above this, we're not even going to try and attack it. And you can see going forward, we did not manage to ever come back to that green line. We've stayed lower. So you have a high here. You have a high here that is lower than the previous. So you have a lower high, and then you have the highest point over here, which is lower than this high, and it's lower than that high. So you've got a high, a lower high, and a lower high. So that is not an uptrend. So if we flip it the way it should be, that is not a downtrend because we have a low, a higher low, and a higher low. That's an uptrend, not a downtrend. But do you see how it becomes much clearer when we flip the chart upside down? Do you see why I was telling you guys we're getting pulled towards this like a magnet? If we lose these EMAs, you can see there's nothing here to hold you up. It's just a straight, boom, straight down. And that will be, again, from current price, in and around a 20% move. And if we ever do clear this gold box, we've got an amazing move from here. Back down to here, this double bottom neckline. You can see now it's flipped. First of all, to the double bottom neckline, it's 43%. You might be saying, Louis, why are you saying double bottom? because again, the chart's flipped, it's a double bottom. So now we flip it upside down, would be a double top. If we ever lose this neckline here, you go to the double top target. That's looking clearer because you're losing this uptrend. You were holding this uptrend. You lost it, you reclaimed it, you're confirming it as support, and then you continued and you held it and you failed to break the high and you've lost it and you've confirmed it as resistance now. So you've broken this uptrend. But again, if we flip the chart to the way it should be, you've broken that 300-day downtrend. So we're seeing we're seeing many beautiful factors or confirmations. Let's just see us capitulate to here and then capitulate further all the way to these targets. From current price, that double bottoms target is a 144% move away. So you can see that. 144% move. It won't get there overnight, but it's an eventual target as long as these key supports are held. So again, hold this low at 2 cents. It's a nice psychological level. As long as we're above this 2 cent low, you're holding this higher low with another higher low. So all you're waiting for is a higher high above this high of 3.5 cents. Once we're above 3.5 cents, that's the go signal to 5.5 cents, this target out of the double bottom. From current price, that's over 140% move for free. You just put your stop loss below this low over here. It's that simple. Me, I'm just personally invested in it. But thank you. I'll catch you in the next one. Oh, sorry guys. Before we go, let's try and hit 200 likes. Please share this Vechain update to your friends and family or just anyone you know interested in crypto. But also, I've got a 50% discount off my course until the end of the year. Just head over to my Twitter, Louis_crypto. It's in the link down below. Just private message me there if you're interested. I also have a one-to-one mentorship as well. Thank you. I'll catch you in the next one. And as always, peace.